Welcome back to another very exciting episode of Getting Dirty with Coach Dalton. I am Coach Dalton.
I'm Caitlyn. And I'm Walker.
We sure hope that you're ready to get dirty. This month on Getting Dirty with Coach Dalton, we're going to be working on sliding. Before I get started though, I want to do something I haven't done before. Normally I'll just take the time when I'm writing the article to try to help you understand the fears that go along with the skill we're doing. But I really wanted to look you right in the eye this month and let you know I totally understand where you're coming from. If I was told I needed to do something that I had watched other players break ankles, injure knees, break wrists, or walk off the field with great big huge burns on their leg, I would probably be very scared of doing that as well. The problem is most of you aren't just afraid to do it, you've changed your attitudes completely. You're telling yourself, it's just a game, why would I risk doing that, forget it. And you walk right into tags or you try to avoid being aggressive on the bases as a result of that fear. I do understand your fear, but I'm going to ask you to get over it. This month, all I'm going to have our girls do is sit on the ground so I can help you understand why so many of those injuries you've seen have happened. Why you see girls break their ankles, why you see girls break their wrists, why they tear up their knees, why they walk off with great big burns. That's all I'm going to ask. All I ask is for the next 7 minutes, you watch and try to understand why girls get injured. You know I'm going to be able to help you understand how to avoid those injuries. So that's all I'm asking this month. Give me the chance to turn you back into an aggressive base runner. All right, we're getting ready to get started. And we're going to talk about the most important things that I want you to learn this week, and that's how you can do this safely. Caitlyn and Walker are both in what we would call a traditional figure four with their legs. Their legs basically make a four shape. If you happen to be left leg dominant, your left leg might be out and you have a backwards four or something. But this is pretty much what you're going to look like. There's one big difference between these two that might be a little bit subtle as you're looking on the camera. But I'm going to give you time to look at their legs and tell me what you see that's different. You're probably looking and saying, hey, her foot is outside of her knee, her foot's under her knee. That's only a couple inches. So what's the big deal about a couple inches? You say, well, the difference is Caitlyn's leg is locked while Walker's knee is bent. As Caitlyn comes sliding into that brick wall or that shortstop, her leg is not going to give, and that pressure is going to come back through the smallest part of her body there. For every action, there's an equal but opposite reaction. All that energy she slid into that brick wall or that shortstop with is coming right back through her leg. Why do you think so many ankles get injured? Meanwhile, Walker can come sliding in. As that energy transfers back into her, her knee's going to give. And while that looks odd to me, that's how God made your knees bend. So I think you're pretty good shape here, huh? Meanwhile, all that energy comes back into Caitlyn's leg, and I hate that for her. Poor Caitlyn's injured now. She's probably not playing for a while. All right, let's go ahead and get that foot tucked under. So one of the most important things I want you to remember from this month is always, always, always have that foot tucked under that knee so that knee's going to give. I don't ever want that knee locked out. That's not a good thing to do. Next thing we're going to talk about is how we actually start sliding. I'm going to try to pull Walker. I'm going to provide pressure. She's not going anywhere. Caitlyn's not going anywhere either. And there's a reason for that. Gravity is holding them down and all the weight is right now in their bottoms. Every ounce they have is trying to push down through one area. I'm trying to pull them forward. That creates a force called friction. We all know when we rub our hands together when it's cold outside, friction causes heat. Guess what friction causes for us? Heat. Friction's not our friend if we're trying to slide. So the only way we can try to combat friction is to try to distribute our weight. That's a big word. You guys don't try to repeat that. We call it weight distribution. So Caitlyn, as I start pulling you this time, I want you to try to lay straight back for me. Get that weight off your bottom and let some weight get all the way back to your shoulders. Good job. All right, you scoot back out of the way here. Walker, same thing. As I start pulling you, I want you to let your body overcome friction. Go. Okay, good deal. Weight distribution is our friend. Two things I want to make sure you learned already. We want to keep that foot tucked under our knee so that our knee is bent and we can absorb that energy and our knee's just going to give. The other thing is that we want to try to distribute our weight to overcome friction. Why? Why am I making such a big point of friction? Well, like I said, friction causes heat. If there's too much friction, it causes too much heat, and too much heat causes burns. That's why mommy don't like you to touch the stove. It's too hot, you'll get burned. Well, let's say that Caitlyn's 7 or 8 years old. Caitlyn comes sliding in. She gets a friction burn, comes walking in the dugout, and I say, oh my gosh, Caitlyn, you're burned. That's a wide open sore, and it could now get infected. You better have mama take care of you and treat you so that you don't end up losing your leg to an infection. Caitlyn's never going to play this game again. What's worse is her teammate Walker might have heard that. Says, well, fact of the matter is, it's just a game. She almost lost her leg because she got a burn and it could have gotten infected. I'm not going to risk sliding just for a game. That's crazy. So I understand why some girls are very hesitant to do that. More often than not, coaches, instead of saying that, will say, oh, it's just a strawberry. Come on, everybody gets them, you'll be fine. Well, yeah, everybody gets them. Everybody doesn't have to get them because we can distribute our weight. One of the problems is if you don't understand how to distribute your weight, like going back like I had them do, they try to make an adjustment. And one of the adjustments the girls make is they try to lean over to one side to get their weight off their bottom. They're putting their elbows, she's got her elbow down, she put her wrist on the ground. What do you think is going to happen to Caitlyn's wrist as that wrist digs into the ground now and all the weight is transferred on that spot instead of you guessed it, we just washed her wrist and she's a pitcher. I hate that for me, so she's just completely done. Walker leaned over, put her elbow down because she knew, hey, that hurts when I put my wrist down. So she put her elbow down, and she kind of did that because she's just sitting here. But now all that weight transferred to the outside of her legs. Where is it that most girls get these burns? Yeah, right there. I wonder why. I wonder if it's because they try to slide on their side and they get all that friction in that same spot. Girls' bodies aren't like guys' bodies. You got these hip bone things. That causes you to not be able to just slide flat on your side. That hip is in the way. So instead of it being even across your whole body and up through your chest, you're getting it all just down on that thigh. That's why there's so many girls that get friction burns right there in that spot. So we don't want to go over sideways. You could hurt your leg, you get a burn. And what's worse is, what did you see Caitlyn's leg do and Walker's leg do as soon as they turned on their side? You got it, they locked it up. So Caitlyn's saying, well, if I don't break my ankle or my knee, I'd like a burn or possibly break my wrist. All not good things. Is it hard to understand now why so many girls get injured trying to slide? If you're not doing this the right way, you're opening your body and making it easy to get injured. What I want you to work on this month is understanding this figure 4 is just the beginning. The key point is to keep your knee bent so you could absorb that energy. We want to get our arms straight up and go straight back so that we can fully distribute our weight and come across the ground. Sliding is about, I don't know, sliding, not seat dropping. You should actually be moving across the ground. You're not just trying to sit down and then bend over and hope she doesn't tag you in the helmet. You're trying to actually move across the ground. That's exactly what sliding is. You're going to keep that knee bent and you're going to try to distribute that weight by going back. Stay tuned for next month because we're going to be working on how we can do this.